of the best parts about being a health and fitness coach is that I get to be a part of somebody's journey, somebody's success story, provided I give them the right help to get there, to do what they need to get that weight off, to get in better shape. There's nothing better than to be able to display somebody's success, that highlight reel. You know, even if you're not on a health and fitness journey yet, you probably love to show off your highlight reels. We all do. In fact, I love seeing your stories, your vacations, the accolades, where your kids go to school, all the accomplishments, you know, the things that you win at. It's so awesome. I want you to win. But one of the things that I've learned, and one of the things I feel has become really, truly my highlight reel, is all the failures. That's right, it's actually all the failures, the things that we tend to not want to share at all. And I'm gonna share with you a little bit of my highlight reel through the failures. First started off in high school when I was applying to colleges and didn't get into my first school. I wanted nothing more to become a physical therapist, and I didn't get into school for physical therapy. So I still got into college and put 2 years in and finally got into that physical therapy school. But then within the first year, I realized it was a lot harder than I thought. So I was ready to put in the work, but man, the first semester rocked my world. I took too many hard classes. I studied and studied, but still didn't get the grades. I had to take that whole year over. So I literally failed at college. And that was really hard. That was another taste of failure. But it's part of my highlight reel because I persisted. I kept moving forward. I had the most supportive parents. They were like, Mark, you can do this. I believe in you. And that was something that I needed at that time. So I continued on. Then shortly after, I found out I had a learning disability and that I would be required to need some specific things in order for me to be successful at this particular college. And unfortunately, it didn't go according to plan. College really wasn't willing to do what they needed for me to be successful. And that was hard. Again, now I felt like a failure because I couldn't get through the school like everybody else. And in fact, I ended up failing out. But I didn't give up. My parents supported me and they had my back. So I went to another college and got what I needed to and succeeded, got my degree and moved on. and I'll tell you what, in that moment, I started my fitness journey, truly started my fitness journey. While I was now at my third college and final college, where I finished off my degree in physical therapy, I realized that my body was falling apart. I was about 25 pounds overweight. I was unhealthy. I felt terrible. I knew I needed to change. So I started to exercise. I started to actually take better care of myself. Now, mind you, I was in my 20s, but I knew in that moment that it was something that I needed to do. Lo and behold, now 24 years later, I'm still doing it. But that was truly the starting point. I started off working in a community center, became a personal trainer, a group fitness instructor. I had no idea what I was doing, but I loved it. I loved the way I felt, and I realized that I could actually make money doing it. And that was so exciting for me. So now when I look back on my early years, not getting into the college I wanted, then finally getting in and then failing out, and still getting through, and letting my health go downhill, put on 25 pounds, and still managed to move forward. Life moved on, right? And I was able to overcome those things. And while as much as I'd like to tell you my highlight reels, I got the degrees, I found the success, I got in great shape. Those are all nice things, but I can tell you what really helped shape and define who I was the actual failures themselves. Because one of the things that I learned back then is to have that kind of support. See, I don't know if I would have been able to get through it if I didn't have that support. And I'm talking about my parents at that time. My parents gave me amazing support. They encouraged me. They told me I was good enough when I didn't believe in myself that I was good enough. And they encouraged me to move forward. Mark, they said, you're good enough. Whatever you want to do, we fully support you. And that's exactly what I needed then. So if there's one thing you can get from this message, is that maybe your highlight reel, maybe right now if you're going through those failed moments, is to realize if you don't have that encouragement, that support you need, maybe you need it. And if you do, if you have that encouragement right now and it still is hard, to just know that that's going to be your highlight reel down the road. Trust me, it is. It may not feel like it right now, but it is.